In this lecture, we will discuss some basic concept of information theory. Okay. Before going to the information theory concept, first we will discuss the basic idea of a digital communication system. Okay, here you can see some block diagram of a digital communication system, and we know that most of the signals are in the analog form. So, in a digital communication system, the initial part will perform an analog to digital conversion. So, after this analog to digital conversion, the source information will be some streams of bits. So binary values will be there, and after that you can see two blocks. One is source coder and the channel coder. After that we can see some modulator, different type of modulation scheme that we already discussed. So we can use any one of the modulation scheme. After that you can see the channel, and at the receiver side you can see just opposite of all these things. Demodulator will be there, channel decoder, source decoder, and destination. Okay, basically a communication system is used to carry information from one source to another place, or we can say from source to destination through this channel. Okay, so here the channel is affected by some kind of noise, and also there will be some design constraint, that is a bandwidth. Okay, so we need to analyze all these things, or we can say we need to characterize the performance of the channel or the communication system. In a communication system, mainly we will discussing the channel behavior. Okay, so what happens if you send a binary information through this channel, and whether you will receive the exactly the same information or there will be some errors, etc. Okay, so information theory is actually concerned with the fundamental limits of the communication. In this communication system, mainly two limits are there, and we need to find what is the ultimate limit for this data compression. See, the bandwidth of the signal is directly proportional to the bit rate. Okay, if RB is the bit rate, it is directly proportional to the bandwidth. So we need to reduce the bandwidth, so that we can actually use the source coder. Okay, so after this source coder part, the bandwidth will reduce, because we are incorporating the some kind of data compression at this particular point. Data compression is achieved at this particular point by using the help of source coder, that we will discuss later. And after that, we know that the channel is affected by different types of noise, and for a proper communication, or for a reliable communication, we need to incorporate some kind of channel encoding concept, some kind of error correction techniques, etc. So normally we will add some extra bits for this. So after this channel encoding, again the bandwidth of information will increase, information signals or the binary information will increase. Okay, I just use some words, some information, but here in this context, information means entirely different thing. The binary bits not directly we are connected with the information. Okay, so we will define information later, and here we will discuss what's the use of the source coder or channel coder, or in other ways we can say what is the limit in the communication system. So one limit is the data compression, how much data compression we can achieve, what is the maximum limit. And the second thing, what is the ultimate limit of reliable communication, because we can achieve some kind of error correction, and what is the maximum limit for that, or in other words we can say how many bits we can send. If you take a telephone line, how many bits we can send in 1 second over a telephone line. So telephone line means there are some characteristics, there are some limitation for this telephone line. The bandwidth may be constrained, and there will be noise effect, and interference will be there. So based on all these things, there will be a maximum limit for the data transmission, and we can find this limit also. So in order to find all these things, we need the concept of information theory. Okay. So information theory is actually connected with the probability, and we will discuss all these things in the coming lectures. So first we will define what do you mean by information. So information of an event, okay, depends only on its probability of occurrence, and it's not depends on its content. That's a difference. So if you write the sequence, for example, A, B, A, then we are not looking into the meaning of this particular sequence. We are actually discussing about the probability of occurrence of each symbol. For example, here A are the symbols and B is another symbol. And information in this particular context, we are discussing about the probability of occurrence of that particular event. Okay, so there are some standard rules or properties for this information. Information is a non-negative quantity because we are discussing about the probability, so it will be a non-negative quantity. Okay, so you can write information I is always greater than or equal to 0. If an event has probability 1, it's very interesting. If an event has probability is equal to 1 means there is no information. Okay, so probability of 1 is actually 0, means the information of that particular symbol is 0. Okay, that's very important. And so we can say that information is actually inversely proportional to the probability. Okay. If probability is very low, means the information content of that message is or that symbol. For example, symbol A, the probability of symbol A is very small, means if it is 0.1 means it contains lots of information. And another symbol B and the probability is 0.9 means the information content is very less. Okay, that's it. If two independent event occurs, or then the information we get from observing the event is the sum of that is the information of P1, P2. For example, 2 event, then it's simply the probability or information of P1 and information of P2. And IP is monotonic and continuous in P. Okay, this is another property. Okay, it's monotonic means it's an increasing function. Okay, then what do you mean by information source? Okay, an information source may be viewed as a runtime variable. Okay, I'll take one example here. So now we need to discuss about information source. So I'll take one example here. Assume that there is a signal, okay, and this is a signal waveform. Signal waveform is something like this. And this is analog information, and or we can call it as a source, analog source, and we need to convert this signal into digital signal. So this is an analog waveform, continuous in time and continuous in amplitude. Okay, so this is the time axis. Initially it is continuous, and this is the amplitude portion. Okay, amplitude of the information. And for a digital communication system, we need to perform analog to digital conversion. So we will sample this sequence at some intervals. So assume that these are the sampling instance. So we will sample the information at sampling intervals. Okay, so we got some samples, and this is a sampling process, and now we need to convert this signal into a purely digital signal or discrete in amplitude also. So for that we can perform the quantization. So quantization is performed in y-axis or in the amplitude axis. So we already quantized. So we were sampled the signal. So this is a sampling operation in x-axis, and we are performing the quantization operation. So after quantization, we will get some information, this quantized values x1, x2, x3, etc. Okay. Now we can consider these values are the source. Okay, and we can view it as the source can be considered as some discrete random variable. Okay, so the probability of occurrence of the quantized value x3 and x2, x1 can be considered some random values. So this source can be viewed as a discrete random variable, and each simple x1, x2, x3 has some probability. So each simple. So the quantized levels are called as simples. So initially we got an analog signal. First we will perform sampling operation in the time axis, and after that we will perform the quantization operation in amplitude. So we'll got a digital signal, and this quantized levels here it is indicated as x1, x2, x3, etc. are known as the source, or we can call it as a simple. This is generally a source, and after this quantization operation we will get some values, and these values are known as the simples. And in general, the source can be considered as a discrete random variable in this particular example. Okay, and now we got some about idea about why we are considering the probability concept in the signals or in the information system. Here we can discuss some point. An information source may be viewed as an object which produces an event. Okay, something called a random event, outcome of which is selected as a random according to the probability distribution. The set of simple is called source alphabet, and sometimes we call simple or letters. Okay, the quantized values x1, x2, x3 are called simples or letters. And another point regarding this information source. Okay, information source, generally we will classify into two categories. One is known as a memory and memoryless. And what's the meaning of memory and memoryless source? A source with memory means one for which a current is simple. Okay, that is for example, this x2, occurrence of x2 is actually depends on the occurrence of x1. Then we can call it's a system with memory. And memoryless system means each simple produced independent of the previous symbol. There is no connection with x1, x2, occurrence of x2, x3, etc. But if it is system with memory, the occurrence of each symbol depends on the previous or other symbols. Okay, that's the difference between information source with memory and information source without memory. Okay, so mainly we will discuss a memoryless system in the coming discussion. Okay, now we will discuss what is the information content of a symbol. Okay, already we discussed what do you mean by information. Okay, so it's something called a probability of the event, and it is inversely proportional to the information. Information probabilities are inversely proportional. Now we can define what is the information content of a simple. We already know what you mean by simple in this particular context, and consider a discrete memoryless system, and there is no dependency between each simple, and they are statistically independent, and we can denote that random variable or discrete memoryless system x having alphabets or simples x1, x2, etc. up to xm. Okay. Now, the information of x1, for example, x1, the information content of x1 can be defined as log to the base b. In general, can write 1 by probability of x1. So this is the information content of a simple x1. Similarly, the information content of x2 we can write log to the base b in general form. The base can be natural logarithm or base 2 or base 10, etc. Probability of x2. Okay. Or in other words, we can say that it's equivalent to minus log probability of x1 or minus log probability of x2. Okay, this 1 by log 1 by probability of x1, you can write minus log probability of x based on the concept of logarithm. Okay, or in general, xi, the information content of the simple xi can be written as log b 1 by probability of xi or minus log b probability of xi. Okay, probability of xi is actually the probability of occurrence of the simple xi in general. And based on this base b, there can be different units for this information. For example, if you are choosing the base is equal to 2, then the unit of information is known as bits. Okay. If the base of the system is 10, then the information unit is known as Hartley or Bassett. Okay. If the base of the system is E, that's a natural logarithm, then information is known as NAT. Okay, usually we will use base 2 as a common practice, but in some problem you can expect the other units also. So these are the different units used for the information. Okay, or the logarithmic measure of information. We already mentioned that information and probability are inversely proportional. So here you can see that is equal to the logarithm of the 1 by probability. Okay. This is about the mathematical meaning of information content of a simple. Okay. Now we can discuss one problem related to this. Here you can see that a source puts out one of 5 possible messages during each message interval. Okay. So assume that there are 5 messages x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. Okay. And the probability of these messages are given by P1, that is probability of x1. Probability of x1 is 1 by 2, and the probability of x2, second message is 1 by 4, and probability of third message x3 is 1 by 4, and probability of fourth message of fourth simple can be considered as 1 by 16, and probability of x5 is given by 1 by 16. What is the information content of these messages? So we need to find the information content of each simple. So we need to find the information of the message x1. It's simply logarithm of, so we can take log base 2, 1 by probability of x1. So it becomes log 2, probability of x1 is 1 by 2. So we'll get log to the base 2. So which is equal to 1. Similarly, you can approach the other cases also. Similarly, for the second, it's a probability is 1 by 4. So you will get 2 bits. Here we are taking base 2, so the unit will be bit. Okay, bit, not bits, bit. So similarly, x3, the log 2, the probability of 1 by probability of x3. So it's simply log to the base 1 by 4. So it becomes 4. So which is equal to log 2 square, which is equal to 2. Similarly, if you take x4 and x5, so with the same probability, you will get the probability of x4, which is equal to log to the base 16, or we can write log to the base 2 raised to 4. So we'll get 4. Here also 4 bit, 2 bit. Okay. In the last case also, you'll get exactly the same x5. So I x5 is also equal to I x4 because the same probability. Okay. So here you can see that the probability of the signal is low, the information is more. So 4-bit information. Here you can see the probability is high, 1 by 2, and there is only 1-bit information. Okay. Now we'll discuss another concept, that is entropy. Okay. So entropy you can consider as the average information. Entropy, or in other words, we can call it as an average information. So in the previous case, we already discussed the information content of a simple. Now we need to consider the average information of a random variable. So we need to consider all the simples in a system. So normally we will denote it by the letter H. Okay. So for a discrete random variable X, a measure of amount of uncertainty associated with the random value of X, we'll call it as H of X. So we will define this average information or entropy as H of X. Okay. Or in other words, we can call it as this is the expectation of the information IXI. Okay. So expectation we already defined expectation of a random variable X. For a discrete random variable, we can define X into probability of X. Okay. So this is expectation. Here it is the expectation of I, that is information. That's only difference. So if you expand this particular equation based on the concept of expectation or mean, the entropy H of X can be considered as an average amount of information or average amount of uncertainty within the source X. Okay. So we can define that H of X, it's simply for example, if it contain x1, x2, etc. are the values, probability of x1 into log 1 by probability of x1. So this is the first simple, and similarly probability of x2 into log 1 by probability of x2 plus probability of x3 into log 1 by probability of x3. So okay, if you find the sum, you can simply write sigma, or this one log 1 by px, you can write minus log. Okay, so we can take the minus okay. Or if you write like this, probability of xi, sigma probability of xi into log 1 by probability of xi, or you can write minus sigma probability of xi into log probability of xi. Okay, so assume that we are using the logarithm 2. Okay, then it unit, we can call it as the unit of this is if the base is 2. Okay, if the base is 2, if you're taking the base is 2, then you can write bit per simple. Okay, so bit per simple, that will be the unit of entropy. Okay, if you take another unit, then the unit will be different. Okay, instead of bit, it will be nat per simple or Hartley per simple, etc. Okay, this is about entropy, and we can also study some properties of entropy. That's also very important. We can say the source entropy value lies between 0 and log to the base 2m. Okay, that is a maximum value. Log to m is a maximum value, where m is the size of the alphabet. For example, if x is a random variable and it contains symbols x1, x2, x3, etc. up to xm. So this is m. The size of the alphabet, number of symbols in this particular random variable. Okay, and that will be the maximum value. Okay, log to the base m, and minimum value will be 0. Okay, this is one of the property, and another property, m is the number of symbols or alphabet in the source x, and if all the events are equally likely, means the probability of x1, probability of x2, x1, probability of x2, probability of x3 are all equal, then the entropy of the signal will be log to the base m, where m is the number of symbols. So that is the maximum value. So you will get maximum entropy or average information will be high when all the symbols have equal probability. And another information, h of x is equal to 0 if all the probability except one symbol with probability is equal to 1. That is, for example, if we consider this x1, assume that x1, probability of x1, probability of x2, probability of x3, etc., and probability of x sum equal to 0, and probability of one event, that is, for example, assume that here xi, okay, except xi, okay, in this particular sequence except xi, the probability is 0, and assume that any one of this simple probability is 1, then the average information is 0. Okay, that's the meaning. If you consider 4 symbols or 3 symbols x1, x2, x3, okay, the probability of x1 and probability of x2 or x3 is equal to 0, and the probability of x2 is equal to 1, then you will get the average information of x2, x1, x2, x3 is equal to 0. Okay, now we'll discuss one problem related to this. Here it is given that a discrete memoryless source with the source alphabet S0, S1, S2 with the respective probability is equal to 1 by 4, 1 by 4, and 1 by 2. Find the entropy of the source. Okay, so we can approach this particular problem, and we know the equation of finding entropy, that is H. Okay, here the source alphabet is A, so we can find HA. Generally, we'll use X. Here it is A. So different symbols are S0, S1, S2. So we need to find the, if it is X, you can write probability of Xi into logarithm 1 by probability of Xi. Okay, this is and I should vary from 1 to m, where m is the total size. In this particular example, it is A, so you can write average information or entropy of this discrete memoryless source A can be written as 1 to 3. Okay, so we can write probability of S0 into logarithm of 1 by probability of S0 plus probability of S1 into logarithm, you can take the base 2 here, 1 by probability of S1 plus probability of S3 into logarithm of 1 by probability of S3. So if you substitute all these values, you will get S0 is 1 by 4 and log to the base 4 and 1 by 4 log to the base 4 and 1 by 2 log to the base 2. So you will get 1 by 4 into 2 plus 1 by 4 into 2 plus 1 by 2 into 1. Okay, and if if you add all these things, you'll get 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. So we'll get 3 by 2 or 1.5 bits per simple. Okay. Bits per simple. Average information is 1.5 bits per simple. Okay. And now we can discuss another question. Not another concept, that is information rate. What do you mean by information rate? So already we discussed information, then average information. Now we'll discuss information rate. If the time rate at which X emits simple is R, that is a discrete memoryless system transmit R simples, okay, then the information rate we can define R into the average information per bits, bits per second. Okay, so R is the rate at which the symbols are emitted from this discrete memoryless system, and each symbol contain some amount of bits. Okay, so the rate R, information rate R, can be defined as small r into h of x, where small r is the rate at which the discrete memoryless system or the source emits symbols. Okay, so you can discuss about the unit here. So the small r is the simple per second. Okay, the discrete memoryless system emits maybe r simples per second. Okay, in 1 second it emits r simples, and the unit of average information is bits per simple. Okay, so if you simplify this, you can say that the information rate, like the unit of bits per second, so number of bits in 1 second, so that is the information rate. Okay, and here you can see one typical graph, and this is actually indicating the relationship between the probability and the entropy. Okay, so if you look at this case, or if you consider binary channel, so the probability of one symbol is p, and the average information you can call it as h of x. If there are binary channel and the probability of one symbol is p, then you can write log 1 by p, and another symbol is